Greetings YouTube, Sega Zombie here and welcome to a channel update. Got loads to waffle about. Yeah, loads has been happening in the last couple of weeks. We've got some pickups, some really nice hardware, very hardware focused this week guys. It's been a couple of weeks. What have I been up to? Wow, I've been extremely busy the last couple of weeks, mostly on the work front, but I did have an escape last Saturday. And Retro Dave Nintendo invited me to his pad to play his awesome arcade games. I've put some pictures up on my Facebook group, and what a blast! Got to meet some really friendly guys from the UK vaccine, all big arcade collectors. I've only got the one arcade at the moment, but I can see it being a journey. I was talking to Dave about this and he is convinced within the next year I'm going to have my own arcade. We'll see guys, we'll see. But yeah, absolutely brilliant time. Got to really play an old arcade game, Time Pilot. Absolutely loved that. I was absolutely pants at it last week. So I've never played the game before. I've seen numerous videos on it and people talk about it, but it's not a game that holds any nostalgia to me. But wow, what a great game. The risk reward element is just spot on in that shooter. Absolutely brilliant game. As soon as I got home on the Saturday, I downloaded it on the Switch because Cinny Steve told me that it was on the Switch, and wow, I've been really enjoying playing that. So I've been playing loads of Time Pilot on the Switch. But one of my main pickups, guys, which is Dave, has been absolute legend. He's held this for me. He's really sorted me out a deal on this, and that is finally I have a Trinitron Sony PVM, guys. We're going to take a closer look at this in a bit. I've got the Terminator on the Mega CD running, so you guys can hopefully hear that and see this picture is amazing. The camera's not going to do this justice. It absolutely blew me away. But we'll go more into that. That's the first pickup, but we're going to take a closer look at that later on. We've got bits and pieces, guys. Loads of stuff to go through. I hope you guys have been enjoying my Spectrum videos. I have just been drowning in nostalgia. Just absolutely in awe of the memories that I'm getting playing the Spectrum. Absolutely loving it. I've got loads of videos planned. Today we're going to have some pickups, which is going to include some Spectrum. I know I said I weren't going to include it in my 16-bit sort of stuff, but this is a bit of a mix mash, more of a channel update and a nice retro waffle, guys. And I've got some really nice tasty bits that I want to share with you all. Where to begin? Well, I think we're going to begin with the charity shops. Went to a few charity shops over the last couple of weeks. I've been buying stuff that isn't really retro console game related anyway, but stuff that I can flip and sell on to, you know, invest in the retro collection. So I've been picking up board games and the odd DVD and things like that, which has been really good so far. Game-wise, it's been really slim pickings, guys. But we'll go through them first. And first up, my first PSP game find in a charity shop. And that is this. Pinball Classics. Never played it. I don't own a PSP. But for 50 pence, guys, I couldn't turn it down. It's in fantastic condition. All complete. Yeah, I don't know if it's any good, guys. If any of you can give me an indication in comments down below, that would be brilliant if that's any good. But for 50p, I thought, why not grab it? And someone that collects PSP, or, you know, someone might want to do a swap for something that I need. So glad to pick that up for 50 pence. The running theme with all the charity shop stuff at the moment is I'm finding that a lot of the charity shops in my area are mixing their games with DVDs. I've mentioned this before, like 2 for £1 on DVDs and games. So I've just been picking out the games that I see. And first up, a game that I'm really pleased to get. Love this on the original, not the original Xbox, the Xbox 360. Absolutely adored this game. I like the later releases also on the PlayStation 3. I didn't realise this was released on the Nintendo Wii. Yes, we've got some Nintendo Wii, guys. I'm always going to pick up Wii games at the price, 50p, and it was Holster TV. She picked this up on one of her booter videos, and I was just like, wow. I left in comments, I've got to get this, and that is Dead Rising Chop Till You Drop. 50p, guys. Couldn't say no at that. And it's in absolutely fantastic condition. Not had a chance to play it yet, but you know, it's got to be good. It's Capcom, it's Dead Rising, zombies, and Chop Till You Drop. I love that as a subtitle. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to giving this a blast. I've got the Wii U set up. The Wii U? The Wii set up with my Spectrum on my little LCD TV. Now the Spectrum will eventually be on the PVM, but the SCART lead I've got, I've had issues with it. It keeps rolling the picture every now and again. On the PVM it's a wobbly picture, so I'm hoping it's the cable rather than the Spectrum. So I've ordered a new cable, so hopefully, fingers crossed, that arrives in a couple of days, because I really want to see crystal clear Spectrum on this PVM. So yeah, getting back to what the pickup, Dead Rising Chop Till You Drop, 50p. So we'll put that there. And then another game I was always interested in playing but never did play it back in the day, published by Sega, and it's supposed to be the best first person shooter on the Wii, and that is The Conduit. Lovely box, a nice little slip case there. What we got in here, a nice little special edition hints and tips guide. It's like it's never been played, guys. 50p. Nice box art there, sort of throwback to the old stuff. I like that. I really like that cover, it's really nice. And look, guys, absolutely mint. That is literally like it's brand new. So really pleased to put The Conduit into the Wii collection. So that's 2 really good games I'm looking forward to having a Wii session on. And then this was recommended to me by a few people when I was talking about light gun games on the Wii. And this has its own light gun mode, and that is Medal of Honor Heroes 2. It's been mentioned in a few videos, this, where it's got an on-rail shooter mode, which really looking forward again to giving that a blast. And again, guys, absolutely pristine condition and 50p. You know, it has been slim pickings at the charity shops, but I won't give up on them. You never know what you're going to find. I've picked up some absolutely brilliant board games, some really nice games. But like I said, guys, some of them we've kept for the family, but some I've been flipping, so absolutely brilliant. So that's it, slim pickings of charity shop retro game wise. Got to mention Cine Steve again. He Facebook messaged me the other week to let me know, because you guys that have seen my last big pickups video, I picked up an Amiga. That's not actually set up at the moment. In the background I've got my Amiga 1200 set up, but I had issues with that Amiga, and it was to get the keyboard membrane had some breaks in the circuit, so the majority of the keys weren't working. So good old Steve, he messaged me to say that there was someone local to me selling another Amiga. Can you believe it? This one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the contents out first, because you'll see why in a minute, guys, because the box is, yeah, it's seen better days. State, as you'll see, yeah, it's not much of a box. I don't think much is going to save it. I'll see what I can do to neaten it up a little. But yeah, it's an Amiga 500 plus. Cine Steve said to me, Scott, this is a bargain price. Get it, grab it. It's an Amiga 500 plus, so you've got to check the internal battery for battery leaks. If it's leaked over the motherboard, you know, don't touch it. To the seller's house, ever such a friendly guy. He said he was a collector and he's selling up. Waiting for him to get back to me. He said he's got some nice Sega bits, so that will be interesting to see what he's got. But yeah, the box is a little bit tatty. The guy assured me that he used to use this Amiga a lot, and that he had taken the internal battery out. So I trusted the guy. It's also got its polys, guys. We'll take them off. As soon as I got it home, lo and behold, I took it apart and the internal battery has been removed, and it's clean as a whistle inside. Really, really nice condition. I've cleaned all the disk drive. I'm getting a bit of a pro at this now. I took all the disk drive out, cleaned all of that up, so it was all nice. This one's not quite as nice case and keys wise as my Amiga 500 that I picked up. But apart from that, I think put it in the sun a bit, maybe give it a bit more of a clean, and that will come up really nice. And what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to keep the original 500 I picked up. I'm going to take the membrane out of this one and put it into that, and then move this one on with the damaged membrane. If I can, if I get time, I might fix that membrane, because I would like to recoup at least the money I paid for this. I paid £50 for this, which I was assured is a great price. Like I said, it is boxed, but the box is, yeah, the box has definitely seen better days. But it's got its polys. It come with the power unit, which these on their own, it's the heavy one as well, which is great. It also come with the modulator and the original mouse, so you know, I'm going to get my money back on it at least, which is an absolute fantastic result for me. Really, really chuffed with that. So I've now gone from having no Amiga 500s to two, all to play Batman. That's great. And I've got this burning little thing. I'm staying on the Amigas. As you guys know, I'm collecting the hit squads on the Spectrum, and I keep looking at hit squads on the Amiga. Do I do it, guys? Do I go for the hit squads on the Amiga as well? I'm battling it, I really am. But yeah, we'll see, guys. So that is a great, that was on a local ad on Facebook, and thank you again, Steve, for pointing that out to me. So out of the two, I'm going to get a fully working Amiga 500. Yeah, right, what we're going to do now, guys, just to split it up a bit, because it is very hardware focused, this video. We'll go on to the Spectrum and 8-bit micro stuff. First up, a huge shout out to Brian Shellcross, who sent me this game as a gift. He's been watching my videos. Thank you so much, Brian. And he knows that I'm after all the Operation Wolf games. And he very kindly sent me Operation Wolf for the Commodore 64. The original dual case there, guys. Needs a case replacement. It's broken on one of the hinges, but that's not an issue. It's got the instruction manual. And it's in fantastic condition. I was well chuffed with that. Thank you so much, Brian. It's going to be treasured on the Operation Wolf shelf, which I'm slowly putting together, guys. Can't wait for that. Sticking with the Operation Wolf series, next up, I purchased this off Sinclair for sale, because it was listed as a Spectrum game. I purchased a couple of other games off the seller, And then lo and behold, when it turned up, it turned out to be the Commodore 64 version of Operation Thunderbolt. I said to the seller, look mate, it's not the Spectrum version. He didn't hesitate, he turned around and he said, I'm ever so sorry for that. Keep it and I'll refund you. And he refunded me, absolutely brilliant, and said I could keep the game. So that is Operation Thunderbolt on the Commodore 64. Lovely little manual, the original baggie, absolutely chuffed with that. And it was free, absolutely bloody chuffed sick with that. So Operation Thunderbolt on the Commodore 64. And we don't stop there, guys. We've got another Operation Thunderbolt, and this is an eBay win. I put a cheeky bid, as we all do. You know, just a silly bid on things when you're bored, and you just think, oh well, if it comes out, happy days. And I put a cheeky bid of £3 on this one, and this is Operation Thunderbolt, and this is the Spectrum Plus free version. So I know it's a bit crazy, guys. I don't really need this. I don't have a Plus 3, but I want it for £3. That is absolutely mental. There's the original baggie and the disc, and the original instruction manual in absolutely fantastic condition once again. Really, really pleased with that. Absolutely, oh, brilliant. So there's another one for the Operation Wolf shelf. Sticking with eBay, I think. Mr. Bads, Paul. Again, I've got some purchases off Paul. He's got a few little bits and pieces, very nice bits and pieces that he's selling on eBay. And I see these listed on there and I just couldn't resist them. One is missing. It's a Hit Squad title, so I'm going to keep that to the next Hit Squad video. But these two, really pleased with. First up, we've got Pole Position. This game has so much nostalgia for me. It was one of the first ever arcade sit-down cockpit style arcade games I ever played, and I just remember being absolutely mesmerised by it. And just thought it was the coolest thing on the earth, you know, being able to sit down with a steering wheel inside the arcade cab. It was absolutely fantastic, and I can remember I couldn't wait to get this on the Spectrum. And it's not a bad conversion actually, it plays alright on the Specky, so really looking forward to giving this a right blast on the Spectrum. As with all Paul's stuff, in fantastic condition. It's even got the original little instruction manual there, I love that. And yeah, really pleased with that. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, Paul. So we'll put that up there. And then we've also got a game that I had to get. I've mentioned it loads before, the disappointment that this game had for me after being absolutely blown away by the arcade original, and that is the mighty Outrun. Yeah, it weren't great on the Spectrum. It ran really slow, and you know, it could have been such a great game, it really could. It's got both tapes in there, so we've got the soundtrack, which I'm really, really happy about. And yeah, absolutely chuffed. It had to go in the collection, didn't it, guys? It just had to be done. So yeah, that's Outrun. Thank you so much, Paul. Brilliant condition, really happy with those. And then that moves us on to another YouTuber, and that's Dave Retro Games Played Badly. Dave, what a guy. Just watched your latest pickups video. Nice to see loads of juicy Sega, mate. Some really tasty Dreamcast games, and you're going to have a right blast this weekend with their Master System games too. Fantastic watch, mate. Really enjoyed it. Go and check out his channel, guys, if you haven't already. Yeah, Dave got in contact with me through Facebook again. And we was chatting about the Hit Squad, because like me and Paul, Dave is also chasing a full Hit Squad collection on the Spectrum. We're absolute nutters. It's going to cost us a fortune to finish these sets. But hey ho, it's all fun and games. And you know, we was chatting and we showed each other the doubles we'd accumulated over the last few weeks. Unfortunately, I didn't have anything. Dave's that much further ahead of me with the Hit Squads. I think he only needs sort of like about 23 left to get, whereas I've only got about 80 or so. So still a way off. And the dupes I had, he already had, but he showed me a Hit Squad that I needed, and he very kindly, free of charge, absolutely diamond geezer, sent me a Hit Squad game which will feature in my next Hit Squad video, and also this BMX simulator. Now if you as a kid of my age growing up in the 80s, the BMX was the ultimate thing. I absolutely adored my BMX. I had a Rally BMX burner, the one with the black pads and the sort of like plastic gold coated frame. Oh, I loved that bike so much. And anything BMX. I remember the film BMX Bandits, loving that. The BMX trainers and the gear. And yeah, the games on the Spectrum. And this is a really good one, BMX Simulator. Again, loads of memories of playing this with my mates back in the day. And this has only just turned up. I'm really looking forward to giving that a blast. Thank you so much, Dave. Absolutely awesome, mate. I'm probably going to do a video, do another Spectrum spectacle on some more real nostalgic games. So watch out for that, guys. So yeah, that's it of the games. Next up, we have got some more hardware, guys. Now, I've not mentioned it for a while, but the 16-bit war videos are still in the process. And something I've stumbled upon, which has been really bugging me and annoying me, and it's not fair really to judge, and that is my Mega Drive obviously is fully modded with the 50-60 Hz switch, you know, region modded, and my Super Nintendo, which was gifted to me by my great mate Alex, Nintendo Arcade, just a basic PAL SNES, and it's been bothering me because really I need to have that full screen and just the game running how it should be running, really. Yeah, I wanted full speed, full screen, and this come up on Retro Realm. The guy weren't sure what he wanted for it. We agreed a great price on it in the end, I think. And I remember I did message Alex for advice because I know he has one of these. And I thought this was going to be the cheapest option because it's Super Nintendo. I'm going to do it cheap as I can. I'm not going to go and spend all my money, all my Sega money on Nintendo, am I? It's just not going to happen. So, yeah. Well, stop the waffling, guys. I've got this. And that is an NTSC Super Nintendo. Now, I know a load of people knock this for being really ugly. The PAL Super Nintendo doesn't really hold much nostalgia to me. I actually don't mind the look of this one, to be fair. I wish it weren't so... I wish it hadn't smoked as much cigarettes as it has in its lifetime. I'm hoping I can get some of that yellow out. It's got a really weird mod, which I also showed Alex. It's like a hardwired in SCART cable. Now, I've done some research on this, and apparently, I don't know if this is true, but before the Super Nintendo launched in the UK, a lot of people were importing these, and the only way they could play them over here, really, was to have the SCART hardwired in, so it would run on a UK TV. So I don't know what the truth is there, but you know, it's a pointless mod today, because you can just get the SCART adapter to go in there. So yeah, but yeah, it all works fine. And I thought it's going to be cheaper to get some American cart-only games, hopefully, and to have them running how they should be running. It's going to be a lot better going forwards for the videos, I think. So really chuffed to add that in the collection. Feel a little bit nauseous that I now have two Super Nintendos in the collection. But hey ho, there you go. So yeah, there is an American SNES. SNES as the Americans like to call it. I've always called it a SNES. Am I right? Am I wrong there, guys? Don't know. But yeah, really chuffed to add that. And it didn't come with... It come with all the power leads and everything. It didn't come with the official NTSC controller, which is like different shades of purple. It actually came with a standard PAL controller. It's a little bit loose. It needs taking apart, cleaning up. But hopefully that will all work fine. So really chuffed to add that. And it's really going to help going forward with the 16-bit Wars videos. So I can't wait for that. And that's it of the pickups, guys. Apart from, we're going to take a closer look now at the PVM. I've filmed deliberately here, guys, so obviously you can see a bit of my setup. I'm going to take the camera around so you guys can see how I play. I'm always filming these days in front of the Sega wall. I thought it'd just be nice for you guys to see the other half of the room so you can see my setup and see how I play games. There's a reason why I've got Terminator running on the PVM, and that is because a really absolute legend on Galaxy Sega contacted me. I actually was going to sell my multi-mega, and because it was looking like it was going to be really pricey to repair, I was looking to sell it as spares or repairs. And Dave McShane, absolute legend, he said he would buy it. And then when he inboxed me, he said, mate, I'll buy that for you off the price you're asking. Great price. He said, but I can fix it for you. And I can fix it for you for 20 quid. And I was like, really? And he said, yep. And I sent it off to him, paid the postage, gave him the money, and lo and behold, he repaired my multi-mega. Let me just shut this down so we can have a closer look. Yeah, so the multi-mega all worked Mega Drive wise. Mega Drive carts, not an issue. The CD wouldn't even spin. Dave assured me that it was just that the laser was knackered and it needed a new laser. So he'd done that for me, put a new laser in it. He even, there was a little dent on the corner here that he's managed to pull out. He's cleaned that up and sort of touched that up. Absolutely top guy. Again, I'm going to say it again. That is why this community and the retro scene is just so good. There's so many good people out there. And what a fantastic guy. I'm so chuffed, mate, that you repaired this for me. It's been sat in a box for so long, waiting for me to have the funds to invest and to try and do it myself. It was very daunting. And Dave, he said, I fixed loads of these, and he was happy to do that for me. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, Dave. Absolutely blown away by that. And I've got this set up on the PVM, which is absolutely awesome. And let's go and take a closer look at that PVM now, guys. And the game setup, so you can see how I play these games, guys. Right, guys. So, as promised, here is a closer look at my game setup. This is how I rock, and this is how I play my games, guys. Because to me, that's the most important thing. I want everything accessible that I can get to and play a flick of a switch, really, you know. I've got the Spectrum, as I mentioned, the grey model plus 2. That's hooked up to the LCD at the moment. I've got SCART issues, but ultimately I do want to get that running on the PVM. There's the Wii, which gets played an awful lot, especially by the kids. So they'll come up here and they'll play that. That's the only two consoles or systems that I have set up at the moment on this TV, is the good old Specky. And because the picture isn't too bad, and that's RF, so, you know, that's not too bad. And yeah, the Wii looks really good with the component cable. And then here we go, guys. Here's the PVM. I thought I'd put Alien Soldier on, but that's the PVM, guys. Absolutely blown away by this. You know, this has been on the cards for a while. Dave, as soon as he told me he was selling this, I was like, wow, I've always wanted one. They're really pricey bits of kit nowadays, and I can see why they're so desirable. You know, I've got my B&O, and I thought it's going to take a lot to beat that, but this absolutely smashes the B&O. It really does. It's fantastic. The first game I played, can you guess, guys? Yeah, it was Outrun on the Saturn. And wow, I was just, the colours and the crispness. I tell you what, guys, what we're going to do is, once I've shown you and done a little tour, we're going to end on a little bit of gameplay, I think, of me playing a little bit, just showing you guys how awesome this Triniton PVM is. It really is fantastic. And Dave also gave me all the connections that I needed. It's got a female SCART adapter, which I can just plug all my consoles straight into. I've also been playing. I've really got back into the Mega CD in between playing the good old Specky. You'll notice there, this is the latest pickups. I want to play these games first before we talk about them in my next pickups video. But yeah, where was I? I get sidetracked all the time, don't I, guys? Yeah, I've been blasting the Terminator. Really loving the Mega CD at the moment. And Keo Flying Squadron, what a game. Really is. Two stonking games on the Mega CD. And I'm loving that I've got the multi-mega after all this time working. It's brilliant. And, you know, Dave done a fantastic job in saving that. Brilliant, brilliant. Yeah, so moving on, we've got our Sonic there. He just sits there at the moment. I'm still toying. I've been working on this evening, the setup again, you know, because since I've had the PVM since last weekend, I've had to have a bit of a reshuffle. Hence why the Amiga 500 isn't out at the moment. We've got a Japanese grey Sega Saturn there, and I use the Action Replay cart, which has been modded like a pseudo cart, so I can play PAL games on it. So I tend to run mostly Japanese games anyway, but if I want to play a bit of a PAL game, that's easily done. My very, very poor Super Nintendo collection. I love the light box, my Star Wars light box. That was a gift. Really love that. But yeah, there's the mighty Amiga 1200. Absolutely adore the Amiga. And this one is fully modded, accelerators, all that fandangled magical stuff. And it's got the full library on there of the 500 games, the Amiga 1200, AGA, CD32. It's got all the games on there. Absolutely brilliant. I can lose a whole weekend just playing Amiga. It's brilliant. There's the PAL Super Nintendo, soon to be replaced with the NTSC one once I've cleaned it up a bit. We've got Castlevania sitting there, which is running on my PC Engine Duo R, which hasn't had much love of late, if I'm being honest. Absolutely fantastic system. The games are so expensive though. I am toying with the idea of getting the EverDrive so I can have the Who cards on there. There's my Vectrex, which has a blast once in a while. I have got a lot back into the Vectrex of late, like a lot of people seem to have. Just for the homebrew games, really. You know, the indie scene is great with the Vectrex at the minute. And there she is, the stunning Mega Drive and Mega CD Model 1. This is fully kitted out and modded, with the switches on the back there. absolutely fantastic. Really pleased with that. And again, Ben Mills, fucking top guy he is, sent me this Dream Station as a present for finishing my full Dreamcast PAL set. And as I promised him, it gets used. This actually houses, if I can get it out, it's hard to do one-handed, guys. But yeah, in there, I'm not going to pull it all out because I can't. But yeah, in there, I promise you, is the Dreamcast all set up, ready to blast. I did have this set up on a LCD and had it for a monitor VGA. But I've gone a bit back old school, really. I've been liking the Dreamcast on the B&O. So the Dream Station, absolutely love that. And the Mega Drive sits lovely on there. I've also got the cable guys. Is it cable guys? Cable caddy? I can't remember what they're called, guys. But they do these awesome video game character holders for your pads and handhelds like the Game Boy Advance and stuff like that. Absolutely brilliant. Or your mobile phone. Used to have this on my desk at my office at work, but I think it looks great holding my 8-bit do wireless pad, which really get on with this. I really like that pad. It's really good and it's great. No wires. That's an issue that I've got here, is wires, unfortunately. Looking for ways, if you guys got any ideas, there is wires, as you can see, everywhere. I would like to hide them, maybe box them in somehow. Not sure how I'm going to do that yet. But here we go, guys. Here's the B&O. I didn't think it could be beat, but the PVM absolutely smashes it. The PC Engine looks good on it. This is not full RGB. This is just running through the standard cables. But still, the picture looks really good. Again, the video's not going to do it justice. And up, guys, we've got my SCART splitter box here, which I often shuffle around a bit. I need a better SCART switcher box, really. I picked this one up from a car boot. Costs like £1, but it does the job at the moment. Just need a few more SCARTs, really. A few more ports to have absolutely everything hooked up, really. Really need to get a large one, really, with some more inputs if that's possible. Again, comments down below, guys, what you recommend that I should have, so I can have everything set up, because at the moment, as you're going to see, my original Xbox isn't set up yet. I have to unplug. I do have a spare port there at the moment, but that is where I'm going to put the Super Nintendo eventually in there. And then going up on the shelves, we've got my PC Engine games there. These are all ones I have at hand. We've got the Japanese Mega CD stuff. And then the Japanese Sega Saturn stuff. There's the Virtual Cop Tiger light gun game. But yeah, behind the old light box there, my Japanese Sega Saturn games. And then just bits and pieces up the top there. The C64 Mini. Great little thing that is. And yeah, a few bits up there. And then as we go lower down here, guys, we've got the Hit Squads sitting in the cassette city boxes. And then behind these, we have got my original Xbox, which is fully modded with coin ops. So it's basically so I can play main games, arcade games. That's all I really use it for. Got Dreamcast wheels there, Super Nintendo arcade stick, which was a gift from Retro Faith. Awesome. And there's a few of my Vectrix indie games. Frontier, brilliant. Sheriff Clone, Star Mash Zone, which is Battle Zone, and Big Blue, which is a really good game. Absolutely love those. A few retro magazines behind there. So there you go, guys. There's my daily PlayStation, if you would like to call it. That's where I rock. This is how I blast my games. And let's end the video, guys, on me playing a little bit of a game on the good old multi-mega. And we're going to show off a bit more of the PVM, guys. Let's have a little bit of gameplay, shall we? And I'm feeling Terminator. Like I said, I've been playing the Mega CD a lot just lately. I've been blasting Keo Flying Squadron. Been itching to play Terminator. It's been a little while. I'm going to be using the wireless 8-bit do pad. This game is fantastic, guys. If you've not played this, you're really missing out. We're going to skip the FMV though. The colours, oh. Absolutely glorious game. The scrolling, the parallax scrolling is amazing. Really great controls. This game is just brilliant, guys. Really is. As soon as you unlock some of the upgrades, as it is in most of these games, it gets a lot better. As you can see, I can shoot an awful lot quicker now. I forgot about the grenades. Oh, how do we get in there? I can't remember how to get all them. Basically, the mission is to get all of those beacons. Ah! Taken out by a sneaky tank. Inflicted some serious damage there. Kyle Reese is terminated, guys. And there we go. There's a bit of Terminator for you. I'm Sega Zombie. Until the next time, goodbye.